Today's practice starts with another breathing exercise, 4 square breathing or square breathing it's called. It's more of a mix of a meditation and pranayama, so using the focus on your breath in order to find your meditation. It'll take a few minutes. Make sure you're in a nice comfortable seat. You might want a block or any other prop that you have in your house, a blanket, a pillow, something, just so you can sit up a little bit higher on the hips. With the hips higher and the knees coming down, it can be a little bit more comfortable on the hips, a little bit easier to stand up tall or to sit up tall. First, take a moment to arrive to your practice. Let go of your day so far. Let go of what you have after. Give yourself this time to just be present, be here. You can have your eyes open or closed. If they're open, just find a soft focus, somewhere where you can relax the eyes. Relax your shoulders, feel the length in your spine. Just take a moment here. You might have some movements to make before you can find a stillness. And know that stillness is not absolutely still and rigid. You don't have to hold your breath or really hold your position. You can always find little movements as you need. Maybe you need to move the head a bit in between, but a relative stillness is what you're aiming for. And if you find that you're moving too much, are you trying to use that as a distraction, or do you need to move? Either way, see if you can guide yourself back to this relative stillness. So now we're going to start 4-point breathing, square breathing. I want you to visualize a square or a box in your mind. We're going to match the breath to this image. So at every corner of the square, you hold your breath for 4 counts. And each line of your box, you breathe. So either inhale or exhale. I'll go through one round explaining. First, empty your lungs. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. And exhale for 4. And then you continue moving around the box. I'll count the first few, and then I'll leave you on your own. Just know that my count might be different than yours, so your 4 is different than mine, than anybody else's. So as you start to move on your own, you'll find your pace might change a little bit. It might even take longer as you move on through. Again, empty your lungs. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Continue these rounds on your own. Imagining your box, your square, finding your own count of 4. A few more rounds. Complete your round wherever you are, so finish your box. And when you're ready, come back to your normal breath. Has anything changed for you? Maybe your body feels a little bit different. Your breath is a little slower. Hopefully you feel a little bit calmer and a little bit more connected to your breath, to your body, to your practice. If your eyes are closed, you can gently open them. Maybe take some movements of the head, the shoulders. And come back to a normal seat, normal focus. I encourage you to try that breathing exercise anytime that you need. Doesn't have to be just before yoga practice, although it can certainly help. But it can be a very good stress relieving technique. Technique to connect you with your body, with your breath, with your mind for just a moment. You could do it for as long or as short as you like. For now, we're going to begin our practice. So slowly come off any prop that you may have come to. We're going to stay in a seat. Ground down through the hips. Nice tall spine. Take some big circles with your head. As you bring the head back, be mindful not to just drop it back. So you're kind of maintaining the strength of your neck as you take these big circles. Notice any cracks or creaks that you find. Switch directions when you're ready. Make it even. And come back to center when you're ready. Some big shoulder rolls, so shoulders come up and way back. You start to really involve the elbows in it, start opening up your chest even more. Switch directions. Shimmy one side to the other. When you're all loosened up, pause back in the center. Now start to take some big circles with the hips. You can either move right from the hip joint, maybe it's from the rib cage, really wherever you need a little bit of loosening up, warming up the spine. Switch directions. Pause back in the center when you feel even. Take a twist to the right. Inhale, lengthen your spine through the crown of your head. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, twist to the left. Ground down through the hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to move deeper, but see if you can feel your twist a little bit deeper. Wring out the spine. Make your way back to center. A few rounds of seated cat-cow. Hands on the knees. Inhale, lift your chest, shoulders back. Exhale, round your spine, lean back. Inhale, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, lean back. Take a few more. Connecting movement to breath. So you move at the pace of your breath. Now is a good time to start incorporating Ujjayi breath or ocean breath. It's just a very slight constriction of your throat, making a sound like a wave as you move. Really deepens your breath, allows you to draw in more oxygen. And also this breath control keeps you connected to your practice. Once you're even, pause back in the center. Make your way to a tabletop pose. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, nice flat back. Feel free to take a few rounds of full cat-cow now that we're here in this position. And any extra movements that you like, side to side, shift forward and back. I'm going to have us move through a bit more exaggerated of a back bend, forward bend flow. Back extension and flexion. Walk your hands out a little bit further in front of you. Lean forward, so now you're in a kind of a knee down plank modification. Lift the feet up off the mat and start to dip your hips down. Now don't just drop them down. Slowly dip them down. Keep the belly engaged and lift your chest. So it's kind of a bit of a core strengthener. Exhale, press all the way back to a child's pose. Now you might want to widen your knees a bit more as we flow between the two. Inhale, lift your chest. Belly down, hips down. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Start to find a wave through the spine as you move through each. Chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, belly in, kind of round back, and then find length in your spine as you settle the hips. One more. Inhale, roll forward. Chest forward and up, shoulders back. Exhale, press the hips back, child's pose. Pause here with the forehead on the mat. Maybe your hips are higher, maybe they're closer towards your heels. Slowly come back up to center. Make your way so that hands are back under the shoulders, knees are back under the hips. Pause here, flat back. Extend your right leg out. So your toes are just touching the mat. Start to take some big circles, sweeping the toe across the floor, big semicircles. You might find you want to tap the toe on each side. You might be able to keep the foot hovered. You're warming up this movement in your hips, starting to warm up in the hip joint. Find extra movement. Eventually, the next time your foot comes out to the right, land it down. Walk your hands towards your knee and rise up. Gate pose. So we're moving from gate pose to modified side plank. I'm just going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. Make sure that the edge or the middle of your foot is in line with your knee. The arch of your foot is in line with your knee. Rise up nice and tall. Slide your right hand down and open your left arm up. Big side body stretch here. On your exhale, carefully bring your top hand all the way down for a modified side plank. Look up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come up. Belly in as you move between the two. We're doing a little bit of core strength here. Exhale, land the hand down. By core strength, I always mean the torso, the whole midsection of the body, the strength of your body. Belly in, hips forward. That's the core strength. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, land down. With the hand down, you can take some big air guitar circles with the arm. Continuing to warm up the shoulder joint from before. When you're ready, come back to center, land your hands in front, and make your way back to your tabletop. You can take a round of cat-cow if you need to release the spine. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Left leg out, foot to the mat. Sweep the leg side to side. As you do this, make sure you're not wagging the hip side to side, so your hips stay really stable. See if you can move just from the joint, just from the hip joint. A couple times, side to side. And the next time your foot lands out to the side, again, walk your hands in and rise up. Now we'll do it from the side. The arch of your foot is in line with your knee. Lift your chest. Slide the left hand down, reach your right arm up, open up the side of your body. Exhale, land your hand down. You might want to block or you might come right to the floor as you reach the opposite arm up. Look up. Keep the belly nice and strong, hips coming forward, not like a back bend, but try and find length through the center as you move to each side. Exhale, land. Movement to breath. Movement with breath. The next time you land down, air guitar circles with the arm, whatever else you need for the shoulder joint. Make your way back up to center, hands down, tabletop, round of cat-cow if you need it. From your tabletop, we're going to come into a low lunge. You might widen your feet a bit. Bring your right foot forward, back knee is down, right knee over the right ankle. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Hips come forward, lift your chest. So same principle as though we were in Warrior One. You're scissoring the legs together, keep your hips square to the front. Lengthen your tailbone down, lift up from the waist, and then the arms can come up nice and strong. Exhale, land your hand to frame the front foot. Now you're going to take a twist towards your bent knee. Left hand down, right arm up. Hold here. Keep scissoring the legs. So notice if your left hip starts to twist with you. See if you can keep the hips square. Legs stay the same. You're twisting from the middle and the upper back. Exhale, land your hand down, straighten your leg and lean back a little bit. Now this might be a very tough stretch for some of you if the hamstring is a little bit tight, so you might want a prop or something to rest the hands on, or you might just not come as far back. Next inhale, come back to center, knee over ankle, land your hands and step back to tabletop. Take a cat-cow if you want some movement in between. Widen the hands, step your left foot forward. Ankle underneath your knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Square the hips, right hip forward, left hip back, belly in, lift your chest. Soften your shoulders, lift up out of the waist. Exhale, hands down, land your right hand and twist towards your left knee. Make sure your right hip isn't dipping down. See if you can lift it up more towards the ceiling and reach the arm up, look up. Hold. Breathe. Exhale, land your hand and press back. Now you're working to straighten this leg. There might be a slight bend here. You might need the aid of props or anything to keep you a little bit lifted, to bring the floor closer to your hands. Slow the breath. Come back to center, knee over ankle, land your hands, step back, tabletop. Inhale, lift your chest, exhale, round. Come back to center, we'll do one downward facing dog today. Tuck the toes, push your hands into the floor, lift your hips high and back. Pedal the feet, shake out the head. Then start to engage the arms, press the hands into the floor, wrap your triceps towards one another. Set up your strong downward facing dog. I'm going to introduce another breathing exercise, just a deep breath, big deep breath to release the heat in your body. Take a big inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. A nice big breath. One more. Inhale. Exhale, big breath. Notice if you have a little more room, a little less heat in the body, or a little bit more release of energy. Inhale, come up high in the toes. Exhale, take little steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Walk your feet together if they're not already, and slowly roll up, vertebra by vertebra, all the way to the top. Shoulders back, palms open, mountain pose, Tadasana. Take a moment to shift your weight, forward and back, heels and toes, open up the chest, open the shoulders, belly in. Breathe. Reconnect with your breath. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, palms come through the center, forward fold. Inhale, nice flat back. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale, fold right back down. Half salutation. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. One last one. Forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, land the hands. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Palms come through the center. We're going to take a little short standing sequence, starting with crescent lunge. Right foot forward, left foot back. Find your lunge. Lengthen tailbone down. Back heel is lifted. So it's the same with the hips as in Warrior One, but your back heel's lifted. Your back knee might need to be bent in order to keep your low spine long. So if you notice, you have a sway in the low back. Bend your back knee slightly. Lift the hip points up towards the ceiling. Arms up. Great, take a big breath. Exhale, twist to the right, towards your bent leg. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist again. Inhale, back to center. This time, you'll open your arms out and take Warrior Two. So you're opening out to the left, taking Warrior Two, widening your stance. Ankle underneath your knee, heel in line with the arch. Equal weight in both legs, nice and strong. Lift your chest, arms strong. Beautiful. Inhale, flip the palms, reach back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your front foot. Step back to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, palms come through the center. Other side. This time, left foot forward, right foot back. Back heel is lifted. You're on the ball of your back foot, so it might need to be a wider, a longer stance along the mat. Maybe a slight bend in your back knee, so I need the bend in order to keep my low back long, but you might not. Big bend in the front leg, belly in, lift your chest, reach your arms up. Be mindful that you're not reaching your shoulders up. Keep the shoulders soft, lift from the waist. Big inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Big inhale up. Eye gaze can follow. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. This time, opening out and widening your stance. Warrior Two. You have to move around a bit to make sure that your heel is in line with the arch. It takes a while to get the transitions to be one step. So really, take your time to settle if you need to. Flip your palms, reach back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands, frame your front foot, step your back foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Bring the palms to the center of the chest. We're going to do a bit of balance, a bit of a challenge. I'm facing the front so you can see. Ground out through your left leg, strong, solid left. Pick up your right leg. Hold here. You might have to bring your hands to your hips in order to maintain your balance. You might use a wall that's behind you or anything that you need for balance as well. You may need to tap out and come back in at any point. Continue to keep your standing leg really, really strong. 2 things here. Grab onto your knee and open your knee out to the side. You may bring the opposite arm out for counterbalance. Try and stay lifted. Notice if you kind of crunch over, lift your chest and open. Great, come back to the center. Hold onto your knee with your opposite hand and now twist towards your bent knee. You might place your opposite hand on your low back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Come back to center. One last thing. See if you can kick your right heel out and lift your foot up a little bit more. There you go. Slowly lower down. Maybe you need to shake out the hips a bit. Take a little back bend, very little if you want some release in the low back. We're going to take the other side. Ground down through the right leg, strong, solid right. Pick up your left. 90-degree angle. Start with your ankle underneath your knee. It helps to flex your toes up towards your face. Left hand to left knee. Open out to the side as you open your arm out. Notice if you're crunching to one side. Belly in, lift up, push down to the floor to find that rise. Come back to center, switch hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist towards your bent leg. Your opposite hand can come to your low back. Stay strong in your standing leg. Come back to center, hands to your hips. One last challenge, kick the heel out. Maybe you need to tap out like I just did. Kick the heel out. Nice and strong. See if you can lift your leg up a little bit higher. And now slowly lower it down. And take a fold. Deep forward fold. Belly in, bend the knees. This time I'm going to give you 2 options besides just hanging in a forward fold. You can grab onto your big toes with your peace sign fingers and kind of pull your chest down. It's okay if the knees are bent. You'll still feel a big stretch. You can also try gorilla pose, which is palms face up, and walk your feet onto your hands. So some of you might just have the fingertips. You might be able to get the palms. You have to sit really low and unfortunately be a little bit flexible in order to get your toes all the way to your wrist creases. Took me a while to get here, so if you don't have it yet, that's totally fine. You might stay with the 2-finger grip. You might not even be able to touch your feet. Also fine. Find the deepest fold that you can get. Take a few breaths here. Slowly release. Come all the way back up. One more breathing exercise at the top of your mat. It's borrowed from Kundalini Yoga. Nice and fast to kind of release some energy. Ground through the feet. Engage your legs. Start to sway side to side. So your legs stay stable. You're just swaying from the torso. Start to include your breath. So inhale through center. Exhale as you swing the arms. You're going to start getting fast, short breaths. Start to move faster. And start to not think about what your arms are doing. Maybe you close the eyes. It's kind of like the same thing as if you were to say a word, repeat a word over and over and over again in your mind or out loud. The word stops making sense. So here you're kind of forgetting about the body, just focusing on the energy that's releasing. Couple more. Now stop. Travel through your body. Notice the energy kind of flowing. How does your body feel? Do a scan up and down. Maybe feel a little bit tingly, a little bit energized. Like you woke up every part of your body. Released all of the energy in the body. And now you can come back to center. We'll make our way to the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, land the hands. Step back, tabletop, and press back, child's pose. Knees might be together, they might be wide. Rest your head. If your knees are together, you might have room to bring your arms back behind you, embryo pose, let the shoulders draw heavy. Otherwise, if the knees are wide, your arms come out nice and long, big stretch. Slowly walk your way back up. Sweep your legs out in front of you. Belly in, forward fold. Your knees might have to bend in order to bring your chest forward, or the legs are long. Notice if you feel this more in the hamstrings or in your back. Work to tilt the pelvis more forward, tailbone back. So you're not rounding in your low back, but you can lengthen in the low back and perhaps round more in the shoulders. Let the head go heavy. Slowly walk yourself back up. Do a little counter stretch by bringing the hands back behind you. Open up your chest. If you have a little more energy in you, you'd like to do a little bit more, you can lift your hips up for a reverse plank. Shoulders back, hips high, point the toes. And slowly lower down. Wherever you are, scooch the hips forwards. You have room to lie back down on your back, legs out long. Heels together, toes fall open, arms by your side, palms open, Savasana. Again, rest your hands on your belly. Rest your hands on your belly. So the fingertips can just touch. Taking big, deep breaths to the belly. Allowing the fingers to separate on the inhales and come closer together on the exhales as the rib cage collapses in. Directing the breath to the belly as you deepen your breath. Gives us a place to focus, a place to meditate. And so as your thoughts start to wander, you can acknowledge those thoughts. And without attachment, see if you can bring your mind back to this breath. For the final few moments, you can release the hands and bring them by your sides. You might want to spread out a little bit wider. Take a few more breaths to just be. Now start to come back to body. Wiggle the fingers, move your head side to side, maybe wiggle the toes, circle the ankles. You might want to take a full body stretch, fingers to toes. You might want to hug the knees in, maybe you want both. You might want to roll over onto one side. Give yourself a hug. Eventually you'll make your way to a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. Nice tall spine, shoulders relaxed down, eyes open or closed. A final moment to seal your practice. Thank yourself for everything you've just done for your mind, your body, your breath, everything we've done for you, for giving yourself this time, for sharing your practice. Aim to carry your practice, your asana, your pranayama with you for the rest of your day, the rest of your week. And I thank you for sharing your practice here.